None of it matters. It doesn't matter. None of it matters.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
The Brandon Birdwell story.
I'm just...
What?
Shut up. Here we go.
Yeah.
Slapdash trash. Hey, guys. We're trying.
We're doing it.
That was, guys, here. All just the acoustic version of a not quite the same version, but a sort of version.
Cold Hands, Warm Hearts Unplugged.
Unplugged. Guys, we've come unplugged. It's what's happening. We're on vacation.
We're on vacation, guys. Welcome.
You guys have put us through it. And we had to take some time. Guys, we need some time.
And yet you're here with us.
Guys, hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting duo.
Hi, guys. I'm Ashley Engle. Welcome. I'm the other half.
We're doing it.
Welcome to episode 106, Cold Hands, Warm Hearts Vacation Edition.
I will say, here's what I'll say.
Okay.
When you see people on their little podcast. Sorry, hold on. Let me back up. When you see successful podcasters on their successful podcasts that they post on the grams and on the talks,
the TikToks,
and on the
because that's where they hang out.
For instance,
not us though.
No, never.
Not anymore.
Yeah, well, not never, ever.
We had TikTok,
but I see them and they sit and their shtick is like they're in a comfy, cozy spot.
Yeah.
And they've got a blanket on, and they're doing it. That's the vibe you've got right now.
I am under a blanket.
You're a
blanket that Crindy hand knitted for me.
Hand knit Crind.
And we're holding our mics like real pros. We might sound better than we normally do.
If listen,
and that's gonna kill you.
If I find out, guys, if I find out that we sound better, here's the thing. If I find out that we sound worse, shut up about it. Okay, because I'm doing my best. And if I find out that we sound better, shut up about it.
Yeah.
Because I've worked hard to make us sound better elsewhere. Although I will say last week's episode sounded a little wonky, and that's on me.
Partly because I had some kind of phlegm situation
Someone
happening.
said it.
And you were
Finally, someone said it.
And you were trying to compensate by boosting me.
Here, welcome back.
And diminishing yourself.
To Barndon and Fleeb, where we show up and we just hork our sporkins all over.
It's true.
It sucks.
But guys, Have Podcast will travel. And we are here to do the most, which is to provide the worst
We're here to do the most, which is to provide the worst, to say the least. Guys.
So I'm sorry if we annoy you guys with vacation talk, but that's where we are.
Did you know
that's where we are?
That the gal from Greece who said, isn't he the most, to say the least, died.
Oh, recently?
Yeah. No, nope. 10 years ago, and I'm just now dropping that bomb.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
To say the least.
Yeah. Oh, man. I love Greece. Yeah, guys, we're coming to you coming to you from Lake Eufala, Oklahoma. This is what we have been preparing for.
Our whole lives.
But you guys know, I've talked about it for the last several months, that we've been coming and preparing this spot for friends and family, and we're finally doing it. This is what we've been working towards. We've been putting together the furniture. We've been painting things.
Yeah.
We've been stocking the fridge.
We've been stalking our neighbors.
And here we are.
Checking out what they've got going.
Right?
What's Randy up the cove? What's kind of is that the Martha Stewart patio furniture set? Will he miss it?
Because it's on our patio now.
What if your fire pit grows legs in the middle of the night? Winds up across the cove. I'm waving at you. I'm over here roasting weenies. Mm-hmm. Hey, bud.
Hey, Randy.
Look familiar?
Weather's
Loser?
Great.
Tag you're it. Tag you're it.
We just share custody of the patio furniture.
I mean,
when his family's here, they have it. When our family's here, guys, that's not what's happening. But I will tell you,
know of, guys, because I don't. This is a legal situation. Mm-hmm. I've been stealing quietly from my neighbors for years.
Stop it. Have not. But truly, my heart is bursting with joy to have you guys here, because we really have been visualizing this week and preparing for this week for months, and it's just a delight to have you.
It's been fine, guys. Listen, the hospitality has been fine. I'm not going to sit here and say 5 stars yet. Okay.
10 out of 10 recommend.
So far, I've cooked all my own meals. Guys,
He has, but he enjoys that.
this Airbnb, this is an Airbnb. And I'll tell you why. I show up first thing. Hey, Brandon.
Hauling a massive pot, which we'll get to.
Brandon, boil the food. Brandon, make your own stuff. Brandon's wife, entertain the kids and play Monopoly while we record this stupid thing. Brandon, set up the recording. Guys, I've never been more put upon than I have been on this vacacion. Okay?
No, Brandon,
You got some work to do is what I'm saying.
Okay, you just got here. Give it a minute.
Host with the least.
Okay, so yes, you guys arrived yesterday. So did I. Jeff and the kids were here a day before, but we did split up the meals because, as you guys know, as you've heard us talk about in the past, when we go on trips together, particularly when we stay in a place that has a kitchen and a way to cook our own meals, it's all about the food.
It's all about the food. I mean, that's really just life in general.
It's all about the food. And so one of the meals that you guys brought was a seafood boil.
Yeah.
And you did it last night.
Yeah.
Low country,
low stakes, low class. Guys, that's how I live my life.
When I tell you that the pot that Brandon bought
Go ahead.
for this trip,
Novelty pot.
I could fit in it.
I
Maybe
mean,
that would be a stretch. Hope could fit in it with room to spare.
Hope did fit in it.
She slept in it.
Guys.
She hot tubbed.
Toss the daughter in the pot.
She's cold.
Listen, I just was like, Hope, we got a hot tub going. You want to get in? She goes, okay. And she got in it.
Hopped
and meanwhile, I'm sneakily cutting up carrots in there, like on a cartoon.
Elmer Fudd style.
Man, that's a really funny Mitch Hedberg bit where he goes, when I walk past a hot tub, I just like to just go casually start cutting carrots into it when people are sitting in it. Can you imagine if you're sitting in a hotel hot tub and some random dude just starts cutting carrots into the hot tub?
Not breaking eye contact with you the whole time.
Because I like to connect with my meals.
Some herbs.
So here's the thing, guys. I always, oftentimes, I like to do a seafood boil for a number of reasons.
You're good at it, first and foremost.
Well, I appreciate that. Someone said it.
Yeah, I did.
I like to do it because A, it's delicious. B, I will say I'm good at it, but in reality, it's a very simple process. You put the things in the thing. You just got to know your times.
It's about the timing.
Timing and seasoning, and you're straight.
Yeah.
But I've always done it in smaller quantities at home because there's just not that many of us running around. So I needed to upgrade my receptacle.
And boy, did you.
So I got in the car.
Yeah.
The big car.
Yeah.
Because I needed it.
You needed it.
I drove to Academy Sports.
No room for the luggage, kids.
I didn't go to a place that sells stuff for the indoors. I went to Academy Sports and Outdoors because I seem to recall they have jumbo pots for this exact purpose.
Yeah, they do.
For turduckens and again, just low country bowls, and for daughter soup.
Yeah.
For Hope stew. Hope stew, which is what they served at Obama's inauguration.
Yes.
Hope.
Depends who you talk to. I know.
Hope. That was his thing.
I know.
He loves stew. Have you met him? I could hook you up.
Jeff could.
Probably could, because Jeff's a man about town. As he's at the Chakotah Walmart buying a fishing rod. We're talking about different leagues here. We're talking about meeting the former president of the United States. Jeff's copping some stink bait in Chakotah right now. Which, guys, I think that's kind of just a metaphor for what's going on in politics in general. We're all copping stink bait. Hashtag 2024. Let's do it. But how? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
So I go to Academy Sports and Outdoors. I walk right past the baseball section.
Yeah, you do.
Right past the tennis shoes.
Yes.
Can I help you, sir? No, thanks. I'm
on a mission.
I'm on my way to the novelty pot section. I pick up the largest boiling pot.
Guys, what's the capacity? How many gallons?
One daughter. It's a new unit of measure.
10-year-old.
One. Could I have? Oh my gosh! It's like on the episode of Parks and Rec where the child-sized soda is what a liquefied child would be. So I go back and I get it. I don't know. We'll have to look at the capacity because it's dumb.
Guys, I don't even know. It took such a long time. A, to fill.
Yeah.
B, to boil.
And I wasn't certain.
Take to boil?
I wasn't certain your cooktop had what it took.
Because our cooktop, guys, is
It's one of the
probably
coils.
from 1981.
It was the first coil off the line at GE.
And Jeff Engle is in love with this stove. We're never getting another
great.
one.
It's great.
It works great.
It got the job done. It's a workhorse. But here's the thing.
One tiny coil burner.
And it did it. The little
Brought this thing.
Listen, the little coil that could got us going. And the thing is, what I love about it
took
is
like an hour to boil.
the pot is so specifically designed for seafood boils that it has the basket inside.
The insert.
So I didn't have to strain. I'm skipping steps.
Which is great.
Fantastic.
And we had some butcher paper because those of you who are familiar with the Low Country boil, you put the butcher paper out on the countertops and you dump it. That's why we call it a pot dump.
That's
and
why,
we don't
and no
need
other
to
reason.
We don't need to go into that because we have in the past and it's inappropriate. But we dumped the pot out on the thing. We had some butcher paper, as it so happens, because until we got blinds for these windows, we covered them all with butcher paper.
Back to the stink bait from Chakotah.
For the last 6 months, our windows have been covered with brown paper.
Right. What is going on in that house?
I'm sure the neighbors wanna know.
What sort of Dexter-style kill room?
Guys, I don't know if you know. Blinds are expensive.
I'll tell you what's not. Butcher paper.
I know.
And here's the
it's
thing.
Great.
That just reminds me.
Tip.
That just reminds me of being in college and putting tinfoil on my windows to keep the heat out.
You did it.
I did it and it worked.
That apartment was a rat hole.
Well, it was a roach hole. First off, get it right.
It was a rat hole.
It
was so small.
Have we talked about the time? Pause for effect. That Lindsay was taking an entomology class, entomology, the study of insects.
Yeah.
And they gave them a Madagascar hissing cockroach to keep for the semester.
To keep alive.
She didn't want it. So it lived at my apartment. And so what we did is
because it made friends.
I put it in the middle of the kitchen. And one night I went out there, I don't know, for a glass of brown water. And I turned on the kitchen lights and 1,000 roaches are worshiping at the altar of the Madagascar hissing. Like they're all reared up. It's like he's organizing an uprising in the roach community. And then
I've never heard this story.
They literally,
I believe it though.
There was a circle of roaches around his little mini terrarium as he was saying, "Go forth and conquer my family, my children." And then I turned on the lights and I swear I heard one of them go, "Scatter!" And then they just ran.
And it was...
And they were gone. And he sat there in the middle, just looking right at me. Do you see that? Do you see the power I wield in my community?
Was that a one-time event or did that happen again?
Because I caught them once. I think they got more careful after that with their meeting times.
But you knew they were there.
Oh, I mean, I always knew they were there. But to see them holding a rally was a whole different thing.
Roach King.
The Roach King lived in my house. In
that
my
apartment was gross. I only went there the once, and I thought, I'm good. I want to see my brother, but from now on, I'll meet him in a public place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's not a secondary location you wanted to find yourself in. Here's the bathroom was so small.
So small
that and I'm not joking, I could wash a leg and be sitting on the toilet at the same time.
Not made for tall people.
Not made for people.
Roaches, yes.
It was an airplane bathroom, but it was and it's just like, it literally was like how I would imagine if you were in like a prison situation, that's what it was.
And what was your rent?
$7,000 a month. No, it was, I think a month I paid like $260 a month to be in that place.
Wow. And that apartment right now?
Still overpriced. Guys, still so overpriced.
In New York City, that apartment today would fetch $2,800
I'm pretty sure
minimum.
I'm pretty sure Zendaya lives in one that size. Right? As much money as she's pulling down, she and Tom Holland share a space that size.
With their roommate, the Roach King.
The roaches are just far more like cosmopolitan. The roaches
they wear jaunty hats.
Right. The roaches read the New Yorker and drink cappuccinos. No, a flat white for me, thank you, Skitter. Off. The roaches wear scarves.
Oh yes.
Just
toss them over their shoulder.
Just a beanie on the back of their head, not the front, and an infinity scarf that goes on for days.
I'll tell you what.
Please. Hey now.
Asher's looking at me through the window right now because, as Brandon said, Lindsay does have the children in the other room playing Monopoly. She's a saint.
She's doing the big work right now.
She's a saint. When we went to New York in December, I had an infinity scarf. I've never been more grateful for an article of clothing in my life. Kept the wind right out.
Right out.
Kept the chill out.
Chill out.
Chill out.
That's what it is.
Anyway, I digress. Where were we with that? We were talking about the food on the trip, but you did, the pot dump was successful. The pot finally boiled, and it did its job. That was the best sweet corn I've ever had.
The corn was great.
I had 3 pieces of corn.
Yeah, you did.
3 pieces of corn. I normally
not just
don't finish
not 3
one.
kernels.
No, not 3 kernels.
This is so good.
Delicious pot dump.
I gotta be on the boat later.
I can't eat another bite.
I simply cannot. That corn was good, and I'll tell you what.
It was all good.
A lot of it was because I just went and grabbed corn. You know, normally when you gotta like sift through corn, you're like, this is a bad corn. This is a bad corn. Every corn I grabbed.
This is a bad corn.
This corn? This is a bad corn, this corn. Here I am.
Yeah.
Grabbing a corn at a time. Saving the world one corn at a time.
Yeah.
But no, every corn I grabbed was a winner.
Winner.
Corn.
It's cone.
Cone.
It's been a minute since we've
big
referenced
lump
that.
with knobs.
So yeah, we had the pot dump last night, but it's just such a great thing having you guys here. So far on this trip, we have been fishing. The children have been fishing. That's part of the reason they're at the Chakota Walmart. Chakota, Oklahoma, home of American Idol winner and country music sensation Carrie Underwood.
That's it.
Home of her.
Would you argue the most successful winner of American Idol? Her and Clarkson, maybe? Those
Yeah.
are your 2?
Yeah. What about the male winners? Has anybody even compared?
First off,
Ruben?
Ruben Studdard beat Clay Aiken.
Yeah.
Who's the real winner there?
I know.
Clay Aiken. Then you got...
Brandon's a claymate, guys.
I totally am. That's my favorite song to play on a jukebox is Invisible.
He likes to play it
Bunch of
live
times
as well.
Yeah,
Likes to cover it.
I've done it. Gosh, I haven't done that in a long time.
Bring
Need to
it
do that
back.
soon. So listen.
Top of the list.
I think often about them. Chris Allen. Remember Chris Allen?
No.
Right? Remember
No.
the guy who beatboxed?
No.
There was a beatboxer. You remember Taylor Hicks? The gray-headed drunk uncle?
I do remember Taylor.
He won.
I know.
What's he up to?
I don't know.
Bo Biche?
Yeah. Bo Bice.
I saw Bo Bice by accident one time.
I remember.
Live. In Jacksonville, Florida.
Just that whole...
No. It was Orlando. It was Orlando. I saw Bo Bice open up for Leonard Skinnard.
You told us about that once,
And
I
then
think.
sing with Leonard Skinnard.
Wow.
Greatest night of Bo Bice's life. Not mine.
Is there a more...
Go ahead.
Womp womp compliment to pay a performer than I saw that person perform by accident live, and it was the best night of his life.
It was the best night of my... I've seen a handful of people by
Wow.
accident. I saw Power Man 5000 by accident once.
Who's that?
I saw Korn by accident once.
I do know who Korn is.
They were awesome.
Have a fat autumn.
What?
Have a fat autumn.
Oh yeah, Korn.
Remember that story I told you?
Yeah, that's right.
About high
Korn.
school where my friends filled my car with corn products.
Anyway, I saw Bo Bice by accident. I saw Jason Mraz by accident once.
That's a happy accident.
On his come up. It was when I lived in Norman and worked at the Norman Regional Hospital valet parking cars.
Yeah, go back and listen to
our
earlier
house.
episode.
Ryan and and also the 12 other people that lived in that house and slept on the floor.
Was it a roach motel? A mice motel.
Yeah, we just never brought in a ringer to bring them out of the woodwork.
We never brought them a fearless leader.
But our house backed right up to a big open field that the university used for stuff.
So there were mice in it.
Well, one day I woke up, there was Mraz in it. One day I woke up and walked out on the porch, the front porch, and there was just a huge stage being built. And I didn't go to the university. I'm not plugged in with the comings and goings of the campus Sooners. So I'm not plugged in. I'm like, what's this stage being built for? Yeah. And I remember I was reading the Da Vinci Code at the time.
What a bizarre
and I had my mornings
set
free.
of circumstances.
I had my mornings free because I was working later in the day. And so I remember sitting on the porch reading the Da Vinci Code while they built that stage.
Sure.
Thinking, I wonder what's going to be on that stage. And then there was also a Catholic church to the left of us. And so I would, the priest, he lived right next door, the little parish where the priest lives, right? That's what it's called.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
He lived there, and the church was right there. And I was reading the Da Vinci Code, and
man.
about every third page, I just look up and just think, what are you guys up to in there?
What's happening?
What sort of? And then I just start thinking, where's the cryptex?
Yeah.
How do I sort this out? But then I'd look over at the stage.
And Dan Brown, man, only speaks the truth. So
It's true. Well, listen, it's all, guys, it's fiction.
It's fiction.
But it's fact.
is it?
Boom, boom, boom.
Depends
So
who
listen.
you talk to. My master's thesis was largely influenced by the Da Vinci Code. That's a talk for another day.
My independent study in graduate school had to cite a lot of sources.
Mm-hmm.
Almost all of them were Wikipedia in retrospect. I don't know how I got away with it.
Okay.
I went back through and it was all Wikipedia.
Well, it was a different time. Okay, continue. They're building,
they're building
a stage.
I went to work. I come back after work. The stage is constructed and there's a big tour bus just parked behind it.
Ooh,
Music starts.
intrigue.
It's Jason Mraz. I walk around
Wow.
off my front porch.
There he is.
Full concert. So what I'm saying is I've lived in places that had roaches.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in places that had Jason Mraz. I've shared a parking lot with a priest. I've done it all, guys. I've done it all. I've moved to California and eaten so little that I woke up and passed out in a closet one night.
And what?
Have you not heard that story?
No.
I was living on one piece of deli turkey a day. And I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. And I was so dehydrated and malnourished that I fell into the closet and passed out.
That's not a story to be proud of.
Did I say I was proud of it?
You did. You said, listen to this.
Guys, here's the thing I'm proud. When I say listen to this, it could mean a number of things.
And guys, here's what I want you.
It could mean I'm about to toot. Listen to this.
Guys. Wow, we've really covered it. We've really covered it today. I will say this about that Jason Mraz story. You've always prided yourself on liking musicians before they were cool. I feel like that's one of your proudest things. Speaking of proud.
Oh, it's always great when you get to do that and be like the hipster about it. Be like, oh, I've been a fan since before you was here.
But then I feel like you kind of you almost sort of swing out the other way where it's like, well, I liked them before they were cool, but now I don't like them anymore because everybody else likes them.
It's too popular.
Yeah.
They're a sellout.
Brandon's that guy.
I'm not either. I went and saw Noah Kahn the other day.
Yes,
and
you
he's
did.
Huge
yes,
now.
you did, and you liked him.
And I liked
on.
him way before. I have to shout out Matt Toney on that one though, because without Matt, Matt's the one that recommended him. But I was telling Lindsay, I think I started following Noah Kahn. He's even reshared my Instagram story before.
That you were playing, covering one of his songs. He's great.
I started following his music and listening to his stuff when he had, I think it was like 35,000 Instagram followers, which is still a lot, but now he's like 3 million or something.
Wow,
he's huge.
He is big.
He put on a great show. He was wonderful.
He's wonderful. How did you sleep last night? This is very important to me.
Slept very well. I'll tell you, I have a reason it's important to me, and I'll tell you why in a minute, but you go ahead with yours. I slept great.
Well, no, that's, again, in preparing for your arrival, I've selected very specific bedding. I've selected decor that would be relaxing.
Yeah.
And so I just hope that you slept well, and that's important to me.
So here's why it's important to me.
Okay.
Because I need a new mattress at my house.
Okay.
I've been catching so much grief about it.
Okay. Well, yeah.
This mattress sucks.
We kind of need one too.
You suck.
Okay.
You suck for not getting a mattress.
Honestly, guys, she would never say
You're a
that.
disappointment.
Lindsay would never.
You're the roach.
Lindsay would never.
You're the roach.
King.
You're not even a king.
Roaches.
You're the roach jester. You sit at the feet of the roach king, at the many feet. So, anyways, guys.
Okay.
I need a new mattress.
Please do not disparage your darling wife.
I've been being told you need a new mattress, and they're expensive.
Yeah, they are.
And you know what I found out?
What's that?
Mom and Dad had a king mattress. They were giving away.
They offered it to you.
No, they didn't.
I feel like they did.
No, trust me.
Were they aware that you needed a new mattress? Because if they were,
only after it was too late, and I slept in supreme comfort on the mattress that will never be.
That was supposed to be mine.
No, it was not supposed to be anything. Nothing in this life is supposed to be mine until it goes through you first.
Stop it right now. Guys, the mattress in the room where B and Lindsay slept was gifted to us by Crindy and Harry. It's a wonderful mattress.
I agree. I agree. Guys.
It just didn't fit their needs.
Here comes Box Spring Brandon. Here he comes. Got tetanus. I haven't slept more than 2 hours in months. I had to drive to Chakotah to get a single Z.
To the home of Carrie Underwood.
I had to drive to the home of arguably the most successful American Idol winner.
To get more than 2 hours.
I had to pry the springs from my ribs.
No, but for reals, you slept well back there.
I did, thanks. For the first time in years.
Was it cool back there? Was it nice and cool?
Yeah.
Was it quiet?
What is happening right now?
Is there anything I can do to improve your experience?
A lot, yes.
Is there?
Yes.
Your sleeping experience? What do you need back there? Do you need a carafe of spring water?
I don't.
Do you need your pillows? Different pillow? Do you need aromatherapy? Different sheets? How were the sheets?
They were great. Who gave you those?
No one.
Jeffrey Bezos gave
Jeffrey Bezos.
Guys,
everything in this house brought to you by Amazon Essentials.
I'm just saying, you're not. If this is a desperate play to get your rating up.
Oh, my Airbnb rating.
Yeah, because for now we're still Airbnb, and we haven't done it. And I won't be bullied into a higher score.
Adding another star. I
won't do. I simply won't. I got out of an Uber the other day, and as we were getting out, the driver yelled at us, 5 stars.
Oh.
Right?
No, I don't like that.
I gave him, though.
I wouldn't have. I don't like that. Don't be aggressive with me. I have to come to this conclusion myself.
Do you know what I think maybe I convinced myself that he was shouting at me that I was a 5-star customer?
Probably.
Because I need to be celebrated. Mm-hmm. And if I'm not.
Because you had a 5-star shimmy. As you got out, you did a little shoulder shimmy, and he said 5 stars.
See that? I like to get into Airbnb or into Ubers and offer them water.
Yeah.
And gum.
A carafe.
Here you go. I bring my own little flashing light thing to make it a party.
Yes.
Have you ever gotten in an Uber where there's like flashing lights and they've turned it into like a rolling disco?
No, thank you.
I've done it. It's happened.
I don't like that.
Well.
I don't like that.
5 stars.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No. 3 tops because of your aggression.
You can't tip your hand that early, because if you say I'm only giving you 3,
they'll stop and kick you out.
I'm a 4.98 customer.
Okay.
And I don't know what did I do to get that negative 0.2 of a point.
They didn't like your face.
It has to be it. I got it and they were like, look at this. Look at this
mug.
Look at this smug dork.
They just eyeing you in the rear view.
Guys, here's the thing. I've had a lot of Uber rides. Never a bad one. I've never been a difficult customer. I've always been pleasant. I've always been polite. I can only assume that 0.2 of a point that I lost was jealousy. I can only assume that someone saw me and goes, or maybe someone mistook me, I don't know, for like Ryan Reynolds. And they were like, I didn't like his last project. I didn't like the second Deadpool.
If made me cry too much.
If gave me sweaty eyes. 4 stars. Ryan Reynolds.
Wow.
That's what I'm going to tell myself.
Yeah.
And it's not that one time I had extra curry.
If that.
And got in the Uber. This guy's got Uber toots.
Okay. So far on this trip, we have eaten a delicious low country boil. We've been fishing. The kids have caught some delicious bass. We didn't eat them.
I caught you a delicious bass.
I can only assume they were delicious. But they have been swimming. Benny jumped right in to the swimming portion of the trip. We took the boat out last night and we went tubing. You went tubing. You went Uber tubing.
I'm a tubing dude with attitude.
You did it.
Yeah, no, I
And
got
you
it.
said it hurt.
Well,
And you have a charity baseball game coming up, sir, so you need to be careful.
no, they're actually going to, they're actually pivoting what the charity is, and it's to raise money for my hospital bills after tubing. No, it wasn't the tubing that hurt. It was the detubing.
The detubing.
It was getting cast far from the tube. I was riding with Ben, and I don't know if you guys know this, but I weigh more than Ben.
Yes. It's hard to get a good
I
balance
was
with an
trying to
adult and a child.
overcompensate
Right.
and lean one direction to balance it out.
Trying to avoid going outside the wake. Because once you get outside that wake,
It's over. It's over for you.
Except for Hope. Somehow she can stay on.
And guys, I'm a dense pile of muscle.
Yeah.
And muscle weighs a lot. I weigh 300 pounds
No.
of all muscle.
No.
No, but I tipped hard.
Yeah, you did.
Here's the thing. There was a moment, and I've never felt this before, because I've never tubed at 41. I've tubed in my 20s. I tubed in my teens. I tubed in the single digits. Guys, I've never tubed at 41, and here's the thing.
Different experience.
I hit the water so hard. No harder than I've hit it in the past. But something about Father Time is he teamed up with that water. They Red Rover, send 41-year-old Brandon right over. And I hit the water, and I'm not kidding. I don't know how long I floated beneath the surface. It could have been 2 seconds. I could still be there.
Yeah.
It might have been an hour, but my soul left my body for a second. It felt like I felt like I would never recover from that dismount. Like I hit the water and I thought I died. I'm dead now. And I'm dead now. And
you said it was you felt it in your lower back.
I felt it in my spirit. Guys, I am not joking. I thought for a second I am dead. And the headlines, what have I accomplished in my life that is ever going to overshadow the fact that local man dies in tragic tubing accident in Chakotah?
You read the Da Vinci Code.
I finished it. I solved it. I sorted it. But here's the thing.
I don't want credit for it,
What
guys.
an unceremonious
Way to
dismount
go.
from this life.
Well,
Thrown from the tube of shuffle off this mortal coil.
Lindsay and I haven't been on it yet. Should we not?
Eufala from grace.
Title of the episode.
I mean, yes, you should tube.
Are you going to go again? With an adult. Would you go with Jeff? Because maybe you guys can balance it better.
That's just a 2-for-1. That's a BOGO. We're both dying.
Well, you'll probably crack your noggins together.
Is Jeff
you're the same.
certified in CPR?
No.
No, then.
So you're not going to go again?
I'll go again.
Okay.
I'll go again.
I love it.
It's going to be redemption.
Spoken like a true Enneagram 7.
It's going to be redemption, or it's not. It's going to be better or worse.
Demption.
Won't be the same. It's going to be dim sum.
I'll go tube it again and dim sum.
Guys, here's the thing. And
So
dim
stupid.
sum, that's pretty good.
So
The
stupid.
joke I was going to make was just like my will to live dimmed some.
Yes.
Like, not a lot, just some.
But that boat ride gave Jeff an opportunity to debut his Father's Day gift,
Oh, yeah.
which was a croaky.
It's a Croaky branded ocular retainer.
Croaky.
Just keeping it tethered.
Looks like it was made for him.
He looks pretty good.
Lake Jeff is in full effect. We love him.
He's dirty brown water trash of the highest
love
order.
Him normally, but something about when he gets out here.
Yeah.
When he gets out here in the surf and the sun.
Surf and sun.
Listen,
Go ahead.
I'm just saying. And that croaky bumps it up a bunch of notches.
This is when I wait to ask him for favors.
Now's the time.
When he's Lake Jeff.
Now's the time. But here's why, guys, we talk a lot about the Enneagram. I just referenced it. If you are interested in the Enneagram as a tool for, navigating relationships in your life.
I'm not.
I was on a podcast with my dear friend Becky.
Dear.
and my dear friend John a couple of years ago called the We Are for Good podcast. Becky, if you're listening, shout out. Becky is a true professional podcaster, incredible consultant and leader in the nonprofit industry. But they had me on their podcast a couple of years ago talking about the Enneagram. We Are for Good podcast. And
and it's worth noting that their podcast is not for profit on purpose. Ours is kind of we've defaulted into that.
It's an accidental not for profit.
We are for good. We are for free.
And we wouldn't want it any other way.
Pour gratis.
Actually, we would. Anyway, so Enneagram, and all of this to say, Jeff Engle is an Enneagram 1, right?
Yeah.
The reformer. And Jeff Engle in his...
Reformer. You know,
he, in his normal life, is... Jeff's not a buttoned up person, but Jeff can buckle down and get things done.
He's a professional.
He's a professional.
He's a seasoned professional.
A fixer. This is what they do. They fix problems. And they reform things for the good of others and for all of humanity. Well, well, it's true. It's a heavy mantle.
I'll tell you what. It's great. It's pretty good over here in Seven Land.
I know.
Where we don't fix anything for anyone.
That's not true.
Oh, I'll tell you what we do is we go, shiny thing. And then we chase it.
No, you bring joy and enthusiasm and new experience.
And
you
stuff
inspire,
to fix. I create messes so that Jeff can fix them.
Stop it.
Guys, I am the stink bait.
Stop it. Life would be so boring without sevens.
I agree
you guys
with that.
inspire us to look for the fun and the joy and the experience and the beauty.
Solution.
And the Stop it. So Jeff Engle's a 1. Now in healthy seasons, 1s will go to 7 in health. The healthy characteristics of a 7.
Because it's where it's at.
It's great.
It's where it's at.
It's great. So this is funny, and I know you're never supposed to type your children, but I'm wondering... I feel very confident that Asher Engle is also a 1, kind of a carbon copy of his daddy, right?
Sure.
And he goes to 7 in health for sure. Now, Hopi, I'm beginning to wonder if Hopi might be a 1 because Lake Hope.
I'll tell you where hope goes in health. To the dance floor.
Right?
That's where a hope goes in health.
And you've seen it.
Oh, it's great.
Up close.
And I love that Hope, she used to do that she'd dance a little bit, but if she caught you seeing her dance, she'd stop.
Yeah.
Not now.
Not now.
She doubles down.
Yeah, she does.
Those thumbs go out. Those shoulders go shimmy.
Because
5 stars.
Because let's talk about my 5-star playlist.
Oh, it's great.
It's great.
That's the best part of this Airbnb experience is your playlist.
It's the playlist that I made for my 20th high school reunion.
20 years ago.
20.
When she made her 20th high school reunion 20 years ago.
No. It's not that old, but it is a 10 out of 10 playlist.
It's pretty great.
It spans the genres, but goes heavy on the hip hop.
Heavy on the hip hop, but something about the 90s, late 90s, that mid to late 90s, that even genres all feel like they flow fine together.
Yeah.
We were all so much more united back then.
Well, listen, at least on the surface.
Yeah, you got Blackstreet and the Goo Goo Dolls doing just fine.
I know.
Here comes Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Right.
Here comes the Gin Blossoms.
And here even we'll sneak in a Tim McGraw.
I would prefer that we did. I would prefer that you didn't.
Listen, last night we were doing the pot dump and we had, the Fugees and the Cranberries side by side. Here comes Faith Hill and Tim McGraw.
To derail
and
it all.
Brandon.
Here comes Tim McGraw and Faith Hill.
Meanwhile, we were all singing at the top of our lungs. To It's Your Love. Jeff and I started two-stepping.
I was counting down until Skilo came on.
And he did. And America was united again.
Again. Thanks a lot, Tim McGraw.
You listen. I love Tim McGraw. And his latest stint in the Yellowstone franchise. My goodness.
I don't care about Yellowstone.
I know you don't. And you need to. How are we
I didn't realize that Tim McGraw was on that.
We told you that.
Makes me like it less.
I told
Actually,
you
know
that
what? Can I back
years
up?
ago.
I like Tim McGraw just fine.
Yeah.
I like Four Christmases Tim McGraw.
Right. He was great in that.
I don't care for
What a
Friday Night Lights
surprise.
Tim McGraw. Bad dad.
Oh yeah, bad dad.
Bad father.
Horrible dad.
Not a great dad, but then he turns around and opens up a bunch of Taco Bells and adopts a lineman.
Right?
He and
Sandy.
He and Chandra Bullock
Yeah. They did it.
did it big. She won an Oscar for that movie, you know.
I know.
Did you know she was, I think this might be, the producer's not here, obviously, so I'm not going to ask him to Google anything.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure she's the only person to ever win a Best Actress Oscar at the Oscars and a Worst Actress Razzie in the same year.
For the same movie?
No, but that would be awesome.
Oh gosh, the rattle. Guys, I'm sorry. It's residual from last week, but I'm doing better. Thanks for asking. What movie was the razzle?
First off, it's called a Razzie.
Okay.
And I don't recall. I think it was maybe a movie she made with Charming Tastems,
Really?
where they were like on a
Adventure?
with Channing Tatum.
That movie wasn't terrible.
Razzie.
She's wearing a sequin jumpsuit.
That might not be it, but you want
through the jungle.
But you want to well, that makes some good movie.
Does.
I will say this: you throw some Charming Tastems up on the big screen.
Right. Brandon's all in.
Shake it.
What?
Magic Miguel de Majica?
I've never seen that.
Well,
I've never seen any of those.
you're missing some real dudes. It's a sweaty film. Lot of shimmy, lot of shake.
I'll tell you what.
A lot of Speedos.
I'll tell you what.
McConaughey.
She probably didn't win the Razzie for that. She wasn't in it. That makes no sense.
That you know of.
Well,
To answer your question, we're 41
okay.
minutes.
I can't see.
Yeah,
You're gonna
because
have
we're
to
a
keep
mobile
us-
setup. We're a mobile rig.
You're having to keep us on track. So that means we're all in trouble.
So that means
We're
that
all in trouble.
The Roach Kings got us.
I will say, having you guys here has made me realize I need to up my game
Yep.
in terms of
Nope, that's
my Airbnb game in terms of the laundry. Because I'll tell you what we're going through. Towels at an alarming rate. And it's day 2.
yeah. Necesitamos más toallas limpias.
Whoa.
We need more clean towel.
That was really good.
Yeah, muy
Zeke,
bien,
our
muy bien.
Spanish consultant, is beaming with pride.
I've been doing.
I think he's in
Go ahead.
Peru as we
Really?
speak. Yeah.
That's awesome.
He might be at Machu Picchu right
I'll
this
tell you
very
this
moment.
about Zeke. He's a globetrotter.
I know.
He checks it out.
I know. That's why we have him as our Spanish consultant. We only hire the best.
Yeah, well, we only hire the best and we only pay them nothing. And they're welcome.
Beans.
You're welcome.
You're
We-
welcome.
We pay you nothing.
Yeah, so I need to get on top of that. But kids are coming in and out, fishing and swimming. At one point yesterday, I noticed it smelled of outside in here. And last night I found, and I want to share this because this struck me in a way that nothing has for a long time. And I'm a pastor. As I'm saying these words, I'm realizing how stupid this is.
Can't wait.
There was a mom.
Because that's normally my department. This is.
There was a mom talking about the summertime with her children and all of the challenges she was facing having kids at home. Like they want to eat all the time. They're telling you they're bored all the time, whatever. I personally love summer. I love having my kids at home. Not to say that I don't want to pull my hair out sometimes because of the disagreements and the groceries we're going through and all the things. But she pegged it, I feel like, when she said, kids coming in from the outside smelling like wet nickels.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Have you ever heard that description?
No, but it works.
It's the best description for the smell that kids bring in from the outside.
Yeah,
I just call it the sweaty head
Just
smell.
some real iron rich.
It's metallic.
It's like yeah, they've been out there mining for gross. And they found it.
They found it.
Yeah, dude, recess head.
Recess
it's a
head.
very specific smell.
It is, but wet nickels.
I love it.
Isn't that perfect?
It's great.
When I used to teach middle school,
That's astute.
right?
That's sommelier level.
so good.
Notes of nickels.
We're gonna have a new brand called Mamalier moms, who can describe different fragrances
Uh-huh.
of motherhood, and that's at the top of the list.
That's pretty
Wet
good.
nickels.
It's pretty good.
Gosh, it's good. Anyway, but I will say the pace out here is a little bit slower. Did you notice the signs when you came in?
We're on Chakotah time.
We don't live in Chakotah,
We're
first of all.
on Chakotah. I'm not.
Chakotah is the nearest large town, I will say.
And it's large.
It's massive. Guys, there's a sign that when you first turn into the development here that says 15 miles per hour. There are bullet holes in the sign.
Yeah.
It's faded, but if you look closely, you can see that the speed limit's 15 and it says, "What's your hurry? You're here." That's what the speed limit sign says, guys.
It's a good question.
What's your hurry? You're here.
I mean, hey.
And typically in a neighborhood, your speed's 25. Not out here, it's 15.
Is it 25 in neighborhoods?
Neighborhoods, I think.
Feel fast.
It is fast.
Feels fast.
But I think it's 25. Correct me if I'm wrong, producer. You're not here.
You're not here. What's your hurry? You're not here.
But the pace is slower, and people out here are not concerned about things that the city folk are concerned with. You know, there's some full-timers here.
Yeah.
There's a good mix. But at any given moment, there will be fireworks. Last night, there were fireworks. Why? Why? We're doing a test run for the 4th?
What was Flag Day? Flag Day was Sunday.
I don't know. Memorial Day has passed. But there were full-scale fireworks last night over the cove out here. Big ones.
Listen.
Sometimes you'll hear random gunfire.
Sure.
You know, as you do.
Someone's uncorking some more at the sign.
One time we had our dogs out here and they were barking, going nuts, chasing like some geese out here or something. And one of the neighbors came out and I said, "I am so sorry. I'm so sorry for these cows. They're terrible. They don't behave." And he said, "Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You're in the country.
You're here.
No one cares."
You're here.
What's your hurry?
Yeah, we need these dogs to chase off these geese anyway. Tricksy devil ducks.
Devil ducks. That was such a good Instagram. We posted it a while back. But just so many critters out here already in this trip. You guys saw deer leaping across the road, right?
Sure.
In one bound.
Deer.
I saw a red fox.
You saw Red Fox?
Mm-hmm.
He passed away years ago.
The very one. It's haunted out here.
The ghost of Red Fox. Welcome to Chakotah, home of the ghost of Red Fox and also Carrie Underwood. Come get some stink bait.
Don't bury the lead.
Don't bury the lead.
My favorite thing you've said is Eufala from Grace. That's the title of this episode.
Thanks.
But all of this talk of smells, right? The other day we saw Coco.
All of this talk of smells, the Brandon Birdwell story.
I lost my place in the agenda. We were talking about the wet nickels and kids coming in and out and critters and whatnot. The other day we had Coco here with us and we saw her. You know when dogs find something dead and they just roll around in it? Just do a little shimmy in it?
I do, yeah.
We get closer to it and it's an alligator carcass.
Oh, okay.
They are horrific.
No, those are dinosaurs.
They're dinosaurs.
They're water monsters.
If you say the words alligator gar to Jeff Engle, he will light up and he will tell you the story about when he was in high school and he wrestled one that was like 4 feet long at Lake Carl Blackwell.
What a Pecos Bill he is.
I know.
What a Paul Bunyan level character.
When he gets back from the Chakotah Walmart, will you ask him about how he wrestled an alligator gar in high school? Please?
So real quick, it's a little long, but I want the title of the episode to be when he gets back from the Chakotah Walmart with stink bait. Will you ask him to tell you about the time he wrestled an alligator gar in high school?
Will you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's all I want now.
He'll tell it to you as he wears his croaky.
He will literally drag like a soapbox out and stand on it, preside over the whole room.
And we will listen with rapt attention like roaches.
We will
to the Roach King.
We will sit at the feet of the Roach King as he tells us about how he wrestled an alligator gar in high school.
That's the best combination of words we could say. Okay, but all this talk about smells. I'm coming back.
Go ahead.
I'm bringing it back.
Go ahead.
Brings me to a topic that we have danced around, but we've never really dug into, right? And that's the topic of smell maxing. Have you heard this term?
No.
All right. This was a term that I think had been coined by the youths, but was most recently, May 12th, there was an article in the New York Times detailing what this is.
Guys, we reference the New York Times on this podcast. Just so
FYI.
you know. Just so you know.
Fact-based reporting.
Yeah.
Come here for it. So, an article in the New York Times on May 12th about smell maxing. And have been living in this world because I have had middle school and high school boys. This is a trend amongst preteen boys. Ben will probably, I don't know if trends change so quickly these days, guys. As you know, they don't make them like they used to. But smell maxing is this trend where boys are so obsessed with scents, like expensive colognes that cost hundreds of dollars. It's a term, according to the New York Times, for enhancing one's musk that is spreading on social media.
That's
TikTok.
Okay, so real quick.
They're doing fragrance reviews.
But you can't smell. There's only one fragrance influencer, and his name's Jeremy Fragrance, and we've been on that train for a long time. A. B.
Like
social media.
Before it was cool, guys.
That's stupid. You can't smell what they're doing on social media. Dumb. Third, that's not new. That's just pubescent boys spraying a smell over their stink. Mm-hmm. I did it with Michael Jordan cologne.
I was going to ask, what was your go-to?
Michael Jordan cologne. And
what
then
did it smell like? Notes of what?
It smelled like Michael Jordan. It smelled like wet nickels.
It smelled like a champion.
It smelled like victory.
The Bulls.
It smelled like bulls, something. It was that.
Uh-huh.
Boys and gals.
Did you ever do CK?
Guys and gals wore CK1 because it was unisex.
Yeah, it was. Gosh, I can smell it right now.
It smells like the hallways of Stillwater Middle School with a little bit of wet nickels.
My friend Julie would strut by in her Timberland boots. Hi, Julie. Rocking some CK1.
Do you know what's good is Hugo Boss is pretty good.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and they have a variety.
Here's the thing.
Harrison has a Hugo Boss.
Here's the thing that Harrison's going to realize as he gets old enough.
Well, I'm not saying that Harrison is fully engaged with smell maxing.
Doesn't he have a tray with his scents?
He does have several scents that he enjoys, but he's not on the social media.
I'm just saying, we're all going to realize when we age out of that, that it's not pleasant. Right. It's just spraying something on top of stink. Just make sure you don't stink.
Well, let me say this.
As a former teen boy myself, I know this path.
Sure.
I know this dark path.
Okay. Which, P.S., last night Ben came and hugged you big, and he took a big whiff, and he goes, you smell like yourself.
And I went, aha, you smell like wet nickels. And then we moved on about...
Go smell Max, Ben.
And then we moved on about our day.
Well, I will say that I do appreciate a subtle fragrance on a gent. I went to see the Garfield movie with Hope the other day, and there was a teen fella.
I was about to say a weird pivot.
Yeah, I know. And he sat 2 seats away from me. He went hard with the scents.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I could barely enjoy myself.
It is off.
And I fell asleep.
It is off.
Not because of that.
It is off-putting, and they overdo it.
It can be.
It is B.
But it's a trend on socials, and it's called smell maxing.
Well, if it's a trend on socials, then it's cool. Oh, really? Hate it more.
Well, I knew you would. But you were smell maxing before it was cool.
I'm smell maxing now, just differently.
Have you showered today?
No.
Okay.
I bathed in lake.
So the day today holds much of the same, right? Minnows, fishing, swimming, tubing.
Nickels.
Grilling.
Grillums.
We're going to grill. We're going to grill.
Stink bait.
We want to introduce you guys to our friend Dina at the Dutchess Creek Marina.
No, thanks. Oh, well, okay,
She's great.
I'm into it because it rhymed.
She's great.
Only because Dina at the Dutchess Creek Marina.
That's where we gas up. She's great.
I gas up wherever I want.
We might do some s'mores this evening. We might test out our vanilla bug repellent that I made. Homemade.
Okay.
Vanilla bug repellent.
Band name.
How's your algorithm?
Gosh, I don't have any. I mean, I don't have anything.
Very cool.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm on vacation.
Sorry. I was caught up making everyone's food and setting up this recording sesh.
Okay. Your favorite.
Sleeping. Sleeping like a baby on a bed that I never received.
On a bed that is rightfully mine.
Anyway, so
my inheritance.
Tell me about your algorithm, favored child.
I am in the guinea pig algorithm.
Okay, cool.
And I posted one that made me laugh a lot. Anyway, it was stupid, but a lot of guinea pigs.
Sure.
Still in the crocheted shrimp algorithm. Who knew it was a place?
I'm in a little bit of that. I get that.
So many shrimp.
So many shrimp.
Not real ones, though. Crocheted ones.
Manufactured shrimp.
I don't get it. What you been watching, reading, or listening to?
Watched Tommy Boy yesterday.
Yeah, we did. Lindsay
Had never seen it.
declared that she doesn't like Chris Farley, R.I.P. And we said, well, guess what we're watching tonight, Tommy Boy.
In your face.
She took it like a champ. Did she like it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
There was some laughter.
Okay.
We enjoyed Tommy Boy.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that means, gosh, just that. I don't have anything prepared.
Well, last night we were talking about shows that we had found and liked. I do want to pitch this one, but I do want to share it with a caveat that it's not for children. But on Paramount Plus, there's a show that I've been quite enjoying. It's quirky, it's offbeat, but it's so endearing. It's called Colin from Accounts. It's an Australian show. And I will say, you got to kind of get through the first episode because you watch it and it's offbeat enough that you're like, what is this? But once you get into it, it's very heartwarming and funny, and I've been enjoying it. I will say that next on my list are two shows. One that you've recommended to me, Loot. But it keeps coming highly recommended. Speaking of Becky,
Loot's great.
Friend in the nonprofit, she very much identifies with.
Loot's very good.
Also, Hacks. That's next on my list as well with Gene Smart. Anyway, they both come highly
Yeah, you were
recommended.
tossing that one around last night, and you just kept saying Gene Smart. Like everyone in the world knows exactly who Gene Smart
She's
is.
phenomenal. And I showed a picture, and you were all like, "Oh yeah, I know her."
Yeah, but-
I said designing women, and you all looked at me like I was crazy.
Right. Again, there's one designing woman, and her name's Delta Burke.
It's true. She was the shining star, but Jean Smart was great too.
She's fine.
Okay. Well, she's having a moment in Hacks, and I'm here for it. But I will say that I've been reading some books by Emily Henry, my first foray into her work. The first one I'm reading is Beach Read, given to me by my friend Emily. Because as you know, I've been on a journey with my elf books, the Akotar series by Sarah J. Maas. Guys, I don't think it's for me. I know. I've tried, and I know we have a lot of listeners who are into it, and it makes me wonder if I'm just not a fantasy gal.
Do we have a lot of listeners?
We do.
In general?
And they all like
Poor
elf
low
romance.
roll. That's it. That's, guys, we're pulling a very specific demo.
No, but I'd say that because I don't want to insult, because I know many, many people love her work. I just can't get into it. I read the first one and I have been stalled out at the beginning of the second. I can't do it.
Roasted.
What?
You roasted her good.
No, I don't mean to, because there's a lot of great things. Anyway, are you telling me it's time?
Yeah, it's right there.
Is that the time? Okay, well, what's your warm heart?
Benny made me
You better say being here. Okay, go ahead. Say it. Benny made you away. Just take the wind right out of
to
yours.
hijack my warm heart. Benny made me a really sweet Father's Day present. It was a book that he made. It's very, very sweet. It was that's my warm heart for the week.
Oh, that's a good one. I really didn't mean to steal your thunder or Benny's thunder. I would never.
That's just what you do. Go ahead. What's your warm heart?
Mine's being here finally with you guys.
Is it being here? Yeah. Is yours being here? Tell me it's yours is being here.
It is. I love it. I'm so happy.
Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to Warm Hearts, Cold Hands podcast edition.
Vacation edition.
Vacation. Vacations all in the Vacations.
Bye.